They are not just beautiful, they are brave, bold, and proud. From South Africa to the Philippines, from Ireland to Puerto Rico, these men have stood up for love, truth, and visibility. This is Mr. Gay World, where pride meets purpose. Today, we're taking you on a journey through 15 years of unforgettable champions. Let's dive into the legacy of those who changed the world, one crown at a time. 2009, Max Krzyzanowski, Ireland. When Max Krzyzanowski claimed the very first Mr. Gay World title in 2009, he didn't just make history, he set the tone. Representing Ireland with confidence and clarity, Max became a symbol of pride and purpose. More than just charm and charisma, he brought a powerful voice to HIV awareness and LGBTQ+ rights. He stood on that stage not only as a winner, but as a warrior for visibility and change. Max proved that being Mr. Gay World was never just about looks. It was about leading with heart, speaking with truth, and inspiring others to stand tall in their own skin. 2010, Charles van den Berg, South Africa. South Africa roared with pride in 2010 when Charles van den Berg stepped into the spotlight and walked away with the crown. A bartender with a burning passion for human rights, Charles wasn't afraid to challenge the world's expectations. His charm was undeniable, but it was his dedication to equality that truly turned heads. Charles used his reign to shine a light on discrimination and push for LGBTQ+ visibility in Africa and beyond. With every word he spoke, he reminded the world that bravery comes in many forms, and sometimes it wears a sash and a smile. 2011, Francois Nel, South Africa. In 2011, South Africa proved it was a powerhouse for progress, as Francois Nel followed in Charles' footsteps, but blazed his own trail. Confident, articulate, and deeply compassionate, Francois was more than a title holder. He was a storyteller, using his voice to give strength to those still finding theirs. He focused on the mental health challenges facing the LGBTQ+ community, breaking down stigma with honesty and hope. Francois didn't just wear the crown, he carried the weight of change and wore it with pride. 2012, Andreas Derleth, New Zealand. From the heart of New Zealand came a gentle giant with a fierce commitment to inclusion, Andreas Derleth. In 2012, he brought warmth, depth, and global awareness to the Mr. Gay World stage. Andreas wasn't just about presence, he was about purpose. He used his win to amplify stories from underrepresented LGBTQ+ voices across the Pacific and Asia, proving that true leadership starts with listening. Humble yet powerful, Andreas reminded the world that kindness can be a revolutionary act. 2013, Christopher Olwaji, New Zealand. Grace met grit when Christopher Michael Olwaji took the crown in 2013. A dancer, performer, and artist, Christopher used movement to express what words couldn't. He turned the stage into a platform, not just for himself, but for every queer person who ever felt unseen. Known for his stunning ballet performances in drag, he shattered norms and redefined masculinity. Christopher's wasn't just a personal victory. It was a statement that art, identity, and courage are all powerful forms of activism. 2014, Stuart Hatton, United Kingdom. When Stuart Hatton won in 2014, he turned the crown into a megaphone. As a proud Brit and professional model, Stuart didn't just walk the runway, he walked the talk. Launching the So What campaign, he challenged homophobia with bold simplicity and fearless love. His mission was clear: no one should ever feel ashamed for who they are. Stuart brought heart, humor, and a fierce drive for change, proving that when you combine style with substance, the world listens. 2015, Mas Luciano, Hong Kong. When Mas Luciano of Hong Kong stepped in to assume the title after Klaus Burckhardt's resignation, he carried it with pride and purpose. Born in Puerto Rico and based in Asia, Mas was a bridge between cultures, confident, global, and unapologetically bold. A fashion designer by trade and advocate by heart, he turned his platform into a runway for progress, celebrating diversity within the LGBTQ+ world. Mas wasn't just filling in, he elevated the role, showing the world that resilience isn't just bouncing back, it's stepping up when the moment calls. 2016, Roger Gonçalves, Spain. In 2016, Roger Gonçalves brought Mediterranean fire and Spanish charm to the global spotlight. But behind that striking smile was a man fueled by fierce determination and social justice. Representing Spain with pride, Roger used his voice to advocate for equality, especially within countries where LGBTQ+ rights are still silenced. He combined activism with warmth, breaking down walls with both passion and grace. Rogers' win reminded us that being a leader means standing for others even when it's not easy, and that love always deserves a seat at the table. 2017, John Raspados. John Raspados made history in 2017 as the first Filipino to win Mr. Gay World, and he did it with elegance, grit, and soul. A self-made entrepreneur and proud HIV awareness advocate, John came from humble beginnings but carried himself like a king. His mission was personal: to challenge stigma, speak truth, and bring visibility to the struggles LGBTQ+ individuals face in conservative cultures. John proved that you don't need to be born into privilege to lead. You just need purpose, heart, and the courage to rise above. 2018, Jordan Bruno, Australia. Jordan Bruno wasn't just representing Australia, he was representing every LGBTQ+ person who ever struggled to be seen. A celebrity chef, entrepreneur, and mental health advocate, Jordan brought flavor, fire, and fierce advocacy to the crown. His win in 2018 wasn't just a personal triumph, it was a celebration of queer culture, family acceptance, and emotional well-being. Jordan cooked with heart, led with soul, and turned every platform into a chance to educate, uplift, and connect. He reminded the world that advocacy can taste like love, and visibility can change lives. 2019, John Jeffrey Carlos, Philippines. John Jep Carlos didn't just walk onto the Mr. Gay World stage in 2019, he commanded it with purpose. Representing the Philippines, he became the second Filipino to win the title, but his legacy reached far beyond borders. John Jep championed mental health awareness in the LGBTQ+ community, a topic too often silenced in many cultures. He was a leader who dared to speak about inner battles, making vulnerability a form of strength. With a calm confidence and a deep sense of empathy, John Jep became a voice for those navigating depression and identity, proving that true power lies in honesty and connection. 2020, Leonard Cody Makayan, Philippines. 2020 was a year of global uncertainty, but Leonard Cody Makayan stood as a symbol of clarity and resilience. Representing the Philippines, he made history as a speech-language pathologist turned global advocate. With grace and grit, Leonard focused his platform on inclusivity in healthcare and education, particularly for marginalized queer youth. He reminded the world that advocacy begins in how we speak, how we listen, and how we create space for others to be heard. Amid a pandemic, he brought calm, compassion, and clarity, showing that even in isolation, pride finds a way to rise. 2021, Joel Ray Carcasona, Philippines. After Lou's resignation, the torch passed to Joel Ray Carcasona of the Philippines, and he carried it with strength, humility, and vision. Joel became the fourth Filipino to hold the crown, but his leadership stood uniquely his own. A teacher, advocate, and proud member of the LGBTQ+ community, Joel used his role to champion inclusive education and safe spaces for queer youth. His message was clear: knowledge is power, and acceptance begins with awareness. Joel didn't just inherit a title, he turned it into a mission, inspiring others to rise above labels and lead with love. 2022, Jose Lopez Duvant, Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico's Jose Lopez Duvant stormed onto the international stage in 2022 with fire in his soul and purpose in every step. Charismatic and outspoken, Jose was a proud activist who fused culture, politics, and identity into one unstoppable force. As a Latin American voice in a global conversation, he fiercely advocated for LGBTQ+ rights in regions still plagued by prejudice. With a background in law and policy, he didn't just walk for pride, he fought for it. Jose reminded the world that the beauty of queerness lies in its diversity, and justice begins when we demand it, loudly and unapologetically. 2023, Troy Michael Smith, USA. Tony Ardolino brought American energy, confidence, and bold charisma to the crown in 2023. Representing the United States, Tony, also known by his stage name Tony Cannoli, was a powerhouse of pride, activism, and unapologetic authenticity. As a body-positive advocate and content creator, he challenged beauty standards within the LGBTQ+ world and beyond. He turned his platform into a celebration of self-worth, proving that every body is worthy of love, respect, and visibility. Tony wasn't just a winner, he was a movement. Loud, proud, and full of heart, He inspired people to love themselves out loud, no matter their shape or story. 2024, Paul Carruthers, United Kingdom. And the most recent victory belongs to Paul Carruthers. Paul Carruthers of the United Kingdom claimed the crown in 2024 with a message the world needed to hear: unity through authenticity. As a proud Scotsman and LGBTQ+ mental health advocate, Paul blended vulnerability and strength in a way that felt both refreshing and powerful. He focused on suicide prevention and mental wellness among queer youth, turning his platform into a lifeline for those struggling in silence. Paul brought a quiet intensity to the stage. His presence wasn't loud, but it was unforgettable. His win marked a turning point, reminding us that the future of Pride isn't just about celebration. It's about healing, connection, and hope. And there you have it. Bold leaders, powerful voices, and unforgettable stories from across the globe. Each Mr. Gay World champion didn't just wear a crown. They wore their truth, carried their communities, and inspired change. If their journeys moved you, hit that like button, share this with someone who needs a little pride in their day, and don't forget to subscribe for more inspiring stories. Until next time, stay loud, stay proud, and never stop shining.